Did you know that Marvel Studios dropped multiple hints throughout the MCU that foreshadow the final fate of Loki? As a quick recap, Loki Laufeyson, biological son of the Frost Giant's king, adopted son of Odin, god of mischief, prince of Asgard, stepbrother of Thor, went from Avengers villain in 2012 and survived multiple deaths to become the savior of the multiverse in his very own TV series in 2023. His redemption arc is one of the most well-written in the MCU, and Loki got his bittersweet ending. The fans love it, and we love it. In this video, we'll break down all the hints that Marvel secretly inserted in decades of the MCU timeline, so sit tight and enjoy. In Episode 4 of the first season of the Disney Plus series, Loki was temporarily stuck in a time loop where Lady Sif repeatedly shows up to tell him that he deserves to be alone, and he always will be. And indeed, Loki ends up alone at the end of Season 2 for eternity. The variant jacket that Loki wears has a crest of the TVA that looks like this. The sword and hourglass spell TVA, and there is an image of a mask if you observe carefully. Looks familiar? Well, it might remind you of this. If you guessed correctly, that's the mask from the 1994 Jim Carrey movie called The Mask. In the movie, Stanley Ipkiss is a regular dude who turns into a crazy green-faced character when he puts on the mask, creating havoc wherever he goes. Hang on, why are we telling you this? The mask is created by none other than Loki, god of mischief, and is used to symbolize Loki. Going back to the TVA crest, the mask signifies that Loki is the TVA in spirit, as he is single-handedly keeping the multiverse together, which is the entire point of the TVA, supported by the office workers and enforcement agents with pruning sticks. Now, let's go further back in the timeline to the first Avengers movie, in 2012. Loki arrives on Earth, or as he refers to as Midgard, to steal the Tesseract, which can open a wormhole for him to launch an alien invasion. Upon appearing in S.H.I.E.L.D.'s lab, he declares that he is burdened with glorious purpose. At that time, it would seem to imply ruling Earth is his glorious purpose, despite it being neither a burden nor glorious. The glorious purpose theme would later show up again multiple times throughout the Loki series, like a guiding beacon. In the final moments of Loki's ultimate sacrifice, he finally understood the true meaning of what his glorious purpose is and why it has to be his sole burden. To go even further back into the timeline, we'll take you to Captain America: The First Avenger movie, which takes place in 1942 during the Second World War. Johann Schmidt is a high-ranking officer in Hydra and became the Red Skull after consuming the prototype version of the super soldier serum. In his quest for more power and world domination, he learns of the Tesseract, which holds the Space Stone. Previously in Odin's possession, the Tesseract is lost on Earth, and Schmidt's search would lead him to an ancient church in Norway. There, he uncovers the Tesseract hidden behind a wall carved with the Yggdrasil tree, aka the World's Tree. As we've learned earlier, the Tesseract is the one thing that connects Loki to the Avengers, and later on, the TVA. Their encounters would eventually lead Loki to discover the temporal loom, which is created to protect the sacred timeline. When the loom began to overload with an infinite amount of branching timelines, Loki makes the difficult decision to destroy the loom so he can take its place as a living loom, believing he can save the multiverse. In the end, Loki uses his powers to weave the branches of the multiverse together into the shape of a tree that resembles the Yggdrasil tree. So there you have it, all the foreshadowing we found on Loki's finale. Did we miss anything? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video and want more content like this, remember to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.